I was in my cell. It was towards the end of my sentence. I was just about to get out. And I didn't want to, I wanted to do something else. I didn't want to continue being bad, you could say. And so the way that I started to ask questions when I was by myself was along the lines of, I don't know if there's a God or if you exist, or I could be talking to myself for all I know. I don't know why I'm alive. Things like this. But if there's a reason why I'm alive, or if I'm not talking to myself and there is a real creator, as people would call it, can you show me why I'm alive? And then I would just talk and say, for example, I stressed the point that I needed it to be shown to me because I didn't trust anybody, let alone somebody telling me about God, right? I had a brother named Ahmed talk to me about Islam initially, but again, he told me, so I didn't believe him. And he would mention things like heaven and hell, and I didn't believe what he was saying until I had a dream of both the places. And even then I was being resistant. I was like, maybe that was a fluke and this and that, right? I had a dream of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So things happened to me when I was awake and when I was asleep. And a lot of it happened to me in a very small amount of time. As soon as Ahmed started talking to me about Islam, I didn't believe him. Allah already knew that I wouldn't believe him, but that was like Islam, Muhammad, Allah, and it's like whatever. And then these things started happening. And then I recalled what I asked for when I was in jail, for things to happen to me, so I can't deny it, right? It was very, very difficult. Doing what somebody else wanted you to do. It was so difficult for me, right? Even God. You know, I struggle with it even today. It was very, very, very difficult. And I went to the masjid and I sat down and actually I sat down I was on my knees and just sitting back like people do when they're finished for the prayer. And I just started crying, right? And I was crying and crying and crying and crying and crying and drooling. I couldn't control myself, right? So it was like 20 years of betrayal and stress, violence and anger and all these things built up, and then it's like Allah allowed me to just get rid of it all. And I cried for a very, 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 very long time, right? And I mean, I couldn't move, right? I was just crying. And then I remember saying at the end of it, you know, all right, I'll try to do, you know, what you want me to do. I am most pleased that I pray. Yeah, it's important, very, very important. A feeling of safety from Allah and from His punishment, you could say. That's what I get out of it, like a calmness and that I'm all right for right now until the next prayer comes in or until tomorrow. My future, I see it as positive in the dunya because it's going to be controlled and very simple and that's why, you know, that's my positive future here. Very simple lifestyle, that's positive. Don't hurt nobody. Don't get hurt. Inshallah, if I get forgiven in the next life, that's what makes me feel really positive, right? If I get forgiven, it'll be great, inshallah.
La ilaha illallah, 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 ya Rabbi khudh bi